Welcome back to the Wyoming and Western. End of the year, December 31st. And like I said on my website at the start of the year, I was hoping to be able to drive a train around the layout by the first tomorrow. So we're going to attempt it here. I do have one track laid, and I have added the rusty spike to that main line, UP, on the upper level. So now let's go over, grab a train, and see if it makes it around. I'll explain some issues as I go. Got a couple of SD units here hooked to about a 20-car train, and away we go. We're in the Cheyenne East staging yard. There's no sound in the locos. And they're headed out the freight line, headed west. They'll be headed over Sherman, into Laramie, out of Laramie, around past Hanna, Sinclair, and eventually down the canyon to Ogden. And they're coming to Tower A, west end of Cheyenne, and they'll be going out track 2. Now I've got several crossovers of the main lines as I've built it. However, I don't have tortoises in, and a lot of the frogs are not powered, so there may be some hesitation, especially on some of the hand-built turnouts later. Okay, we were just past Borey Cutoff, which was on track 3 below us, and we're proceeding up the hill towards the granite area. And as we round the corner here, we have the granite crossover, which then leads to the granite siding and eventually into granite. Granite will be worked on a platform inside the peninsula. And we're coming to the other end of the granite siding, and then the west granite crossover. And now we're approaching the East Sherman crossover. And just about climbing to the top of Sherman. Below it eventually will be Greeley on the lower level. Okay, throttle back a little bit here as we're coming off the top. And we're coming to the West Sherman crossover. And we're now coming down to Dale Junction, where track 3 comes in to the main lines, and the Dale crossover. And now we've entered the area which will be the Hermosa tunnels. These tracks will all be in a tunnel. The third track is a reverse loop for Laramie. And we're coming to the Laramie crossover. Future Laramie Tie Treatment Plant area. All of these little yellow pins, of which I just hit one, are future tortoises. There are now 53 I need to complete this top level. Okay, now we're into Laramie staging, later home of Laramie Terminal, coaling facility, of which I've laid one inspection pit. The tracks are in at Laramie, but the wiring is not. And then as we depart Laramie, we'll go by the stockyards. There's a siding for the stockyards, the farthest back track, which will be in this area. And then the closer track siding will be for the Laramie Ice Company PFE icing facility, the chip made. It'll go along the area across the door here. Now that we've left, we're coming to the Hannah East crossover, which I've built 3 of the 4 turnouts so far. And that's some of the delay and hesitation because of the frogs. Oops, and it just, no, she's back going again. Okay. And I think I have a derailment. Well, so much for the perfect run. I think I've got some track issues here. This is the last stuff I've been putting in and needs to be checked, obviously. I have installed a little bit of fascia around to clean it up a little bit. I'm going past Hannah. This whole wall will be the Hannah coal mines. And then there'll be the Sherman East crossover. And then past that will be a siding into Sherman. And Sherman will be along this wall. I got bored the other day and unloaded some boxes of stuff. So that's what you're seeing sitting up on the shelves here. As we round the corner, we'll start going into Weber Canyon, and here's the West Sinclair double crossover. Started laying track 1 out of Ogden. And we're coming into the East Ogden yard. And I've only run over these tracks 1 or 2 times testing them about a year ago, so other than give them a little bit of cleaning, not much has been done in this area. Yep, I got some dirty track. And another derail. And it was a very lightweight Western Maryland gondola. So we'll have to come check out what's going on there. And now we're coming to the west end of the Ogden Yard. And to complete the journey, we're going to have to do the whole helix here. So this is going to take a few minutes, not the most exciting journey, but we'll give you a look at how the helix works. He's coming into the helix entrance track. He's going to get on the helix and climb. All entrances and exits are on the climbing part of the helix. So he's going to have to climb 2 revolutions to the top and then cycle all the way to the bottom and then come up to the second level, which is 2 more revolutions before we can send him out of Omaha. And so the climbing track is the middle of the 3 tracks. Every level has a balloon track, which are these outside 4 tracks. The inner track that he's climbing on is the climb track, which attaches to each of the 4 levels. And then the inside track is the descending track. I think it may be a limit of 15 minutes on YouTube for these videos, so I may break it into 2 videos here. So I think right at the top here would be a good enough place for me to stop, and I'll start a new video.